And to your answer, Almighty, I did have a lot of money. Like when I was just about to finish playing yesterday, like last night, I had like over 200 grand. I think I have like 20 now. I did a bit of spending. But my shit is pretty legit now. Excuse me. I can have any arm mod now. So like, all I have to do is go to a fixer. I've already got them bought. But now I can either have like the Mantis arms, rocket arm, electric wire arm, which I think just electrocutes people when you fight them, and gorilla arms, which are like more just power kind of thing. And then even beyond that, I've upgraded the Mantis ones more and shit, and some others. We've got shit like double jump. We might have had that last stream actually. But let me see what we got. So we got some fairly alright guns. I'll show you. So somebody said the other day about the weapons having a bit of a glitch in the melee weapons. So this is just like this is the best weapon I found organic. Well, not organic. This is the best weapon I found that I don't think's glitched. So 869, legendary as well. So that, you know, that's really good stats. I found this knife just randomly. 1,234 DPS. I didn't even find it recently. I found this fucking ages ago. I didn't use it. I also found a crowbar, not crowbar, like a wrench that was like basically the same stats. But I was like, especially early on, I was like, this feels like it'll be way too OP. When all my other weapons are like 200-300, I don't think I should have a melee weapon that's like 1,200. So I've kept this. I haven't ever used it, but I've kept it just because like it's really high stats. So if anything's really hard, I'll bust out the knife. But I've got a decent enough katana as well now that this is like a decent level, and I feel like that's more accurate. Like that should be the legendary DPS. You know, that's crazy for that, especially if like the mods I've put on. But this, I mean, no blade should be doing that. That blade's worth $179. This is worth nearly $1,000 as well. I mean, but that's definitely a glitch. Like, but the thing is, I didn't even upgrade that. I thought people meant you could get it by upgrading. You can just find randomly. This I've put mods on this. This jacket matches my hair as well, so I think we'll be keeping this jacket for the long run now. It's legendary as well. This has been doing me well. I've put on some like I've got mods on fucking everything now. I also got a nice shiny shirt, which doesn't show for some reason here. I think it should, but it doesn't. Can I change my trousers? Oh yeah, those ones. And then as cyberware goes, I now have something in everything basically. The only thing, so although I can get like, as you can see, like this is a common one, and then you know, it's nicer to get the rares or epics. So like, I've got epics there, I've got an epic here. There are some legendary ones still to get in that, and a lot of these I've got like the lower ones, but I've got pretty much everything covered. I need 2 more on the inter-augmentary system, but I've only found ones that are like the subdermal armor ones. I haven't found any other ones yet. But so we got that. We've got a few cars now. So this car, how did I get this car? Oh yeah, so this car I won a fist fight, and the guy had put up like his car as like part of the reward because he was fronting and shit. So I won that. Then they gave you an option to give him the money and the car back if you wanted. I was like, no, he put it up, he lost it. So I took his car and his money. Fuck him. This is a cab company that I did loads of missions and he gave me a free cab. This is your starting car. This is the bike from Jack. That's Jackie's bike. This was the fastest bike you can buy that I just bought randomly, and it turned out to be the fastest bike, which was nice. This car I bought just because I didn't think there was many cars to buy when there actually was. This car... When the fuck did I get that car? Oh, was that the car? Oh, that's... Okay, so this car is a car that I did a side mission. I convinced some dude to leave town, and then he rang me up and was like, yo, that's you can have that. And then this car is the second fastest car in the game, which has been pretty good so far. It gets around town, you know. But yeah, so yeah, we're fairly geared up. Is that the one you lost to begin when you was low level? Yes, yeah. The car just randomly appeared in my garage again one time. I don't even know what happened. I probably just missed a beat on the story or something. Fuck knows. So let's see. So we have, man. Look, I've actually got it down pretty good now. Right. So oh yeah, these are all the cars that I could still buy. Fuck me, that's a lot. So then I only have 2 gigs left to do at the moment, and a few other side jobs. I think I found them all. But main jobs, we can do Play It Safe, Map Tan Palan, or Ghost Town. What do you reckon, away? Oh, you mean the fist fight? Is it the one I lost? Yeah. In fact, I did 2 fist fights on this recently. after getting my ass served on them many times. Like, they were obviously just way too powerful. Like, I worked them down, but I always got like 1 or 2 hits in that just cleared my health. But I've been upgrading my character as well. So like, if you're wanting to be good at fist fighting, you need body. If you want to be good at like breaking into shit, you need like technical ability. If you want to be good at hacking shit, you want intelligence. And then this is just moving around and oh, that's stealth and cold blood. I don't even know what cold blood is. I still don't know what cold blood is. But that's for being stealthy. And you're in Ghost Town. All right, let's get it on. Hey, sweet. It's okay. They're gonna put updates out. They're gonna fix the bugs. Don't worry. You won't be floating in the air forever. I promise. Sort your mate out. Jeez. Okay. Okay. So all the way up into town. Beautiful. That's a fast travel right next to it. But this town is coming like a ghost town. All the clubs are being closed down. What are you doing? You don't have a phone. Stop fronting. You're such a poser. You don't have a phone. Broke ass bitch. Hi, how you doing?
You have any idea who I am? What now?
No, who are you?
Fucking thought so.
You fucking thought so? That's a weird name.
I told you, dog. Afterlife's all about rep. The respect you command.
Well gone, fam. Yabba-doo. Okay. Oh yeah, because we're talking to this chick in the counter. Oh man, my allergies playing up at the moment. I'm here to see Rogue. I have an appointment. She's taking a tooth out. I'm back. No.
What about Hellman?
And his mayonnaise.
2, please.
2 mayonnaises.
Make some room.
Can you get the fuck out?
Sit down.
Nerd.
Hope you found him.
Yeah, you get out too.
Don't see that often. Determination like yours. Must really need this guy.
Matter of life and death.
She reminds me of
Haven't heard that for a while either.
she's been in lots of stuff. But has anybody seen, or anybody? I think it's just about here at the moment. But have you seen the show Future Man on Amazon? If you haven't, it's really fun. You should totally check it out. But she reminds me a lot of
Go ahead. Enjoy.
the character from that. If you've seen it, you're 100%. No, I'll drink. It's probably poisoned. I haven't been poisoned or like roofied or slipped any kind of drugs into my drinks yet. But I reckon that's gonna happen. You haven't, and you will sometime. Okay, cool. When you watch it, you'll probably be like, well, if you remember this conversation, you might be like, oh yeah, now that chick, yeah, I totally see it. But you should. Future Man's really good, man. Future Man, Preacher. Preacher doesn't get enough love.
Intel.
But like, they're all done by like Seth Rogen and his production crew.
Think she'll help?
But they're not like featured in it and stuff necessarily. A little bit in some of them.
She usually went with her gut. Something tells me she thinks you check out.
But yeah, Future Man. It's one of those shows that's silly, over the top, and just generally quite fun. You know what I mean?
Not officially, anyway. But he does pop up in GNT's confidential stacks. It's a Kang Tao subsidiary, Chinese corp. Kang Tao's been using them as a fig leaf for years. They're masked for more sensitive operations. All that
Covering
clear?
their penises, I see.
Probably keeping him hidden from Arasaka. Must have worked on a top-secret project.
Mm-hmm. Hidden from Arasaka or any
Not
other
so top
mega
secret,
corp
though,
that
hey.
wants what he
We know.
knows.
Let's frame this nicely.
Decrypted map of upcoming Kang Tao convoy routes.
Think Hellman might be in one of them?
Convoy.
One.
Take a look at the specs on this one. A lone AV, no ground support, no linked cargo manifests either.
Weird.
Sure, Kang Tao sometimes transports stuff unregistered.
Oh, is this one? This is one of the flying car things. I've been saying I wanted to like get more involved with these.
Already approved in the system, but too low.
I really hope we at least get one time when we get to fly in one of those over the city, because that'd be so cool.
Kang Tao security detail plus 1 VIP.
Oh,
Transfer from Chan.
Hey, that might be Mr. Mayonnaise.
Our boy Hellman.
That was the good
That's what I
news.
just said.
There it is.
Data's all confidential. You just snap
Yeah,
your fingers.
my vision.
In your lap.
I know where to look.
I can't see
and
you.
I know whose head to put
Your
on
lovely
the
robot face, Rogue.
Also, hate wasting
From the X-Men
time,
and Future Man.
especially answering stupid questions.
You're a stupid question.
So what's the bad news?
Bad news is the
You have to have this map on your screen forever.
Look, Night City airspace.
Oh, that's pretty big, right?
All this.
Yeah, it's large.
No way to jack the transport without the NCPD picking up on it.
And here, we're too close to Kang Tao. We even give that AV a dirty look.
Why don't we just dig
Their
underground
backup hustle
and
will be
keep
on
digging
us.
underground and then just
But
drag stuff into
right
the ground
here's
with us?
Jackson Plains.
Oh, shit.
Narrow corridor, just outside the city and just out of Kang Tao's reach.
Guess it's your lucky day.
Oh, I like being lucky.
I'll grab him there.
Gonna need a native to the area. Someone who'll set up the op, cobble together the gear.
Okay.
Even tracking that AV will be a bitch. Familiar with the type.
Yep, I know
Saw
everything.
legacy models flying around.
He looks like
during
he's
the war.
pissing.
They're mammoth, but they're quick.
He was looking
Plus
at
they
him
pack
pissing too.
next-gen defenses. Can't take
I
pot
was wondering.
shots at it. Not even with serious firepower. Just won't work.
It's not about firepower. There are
It
ways
is about
and
firepower.
people who know them. Or
Whatever their
at
mission
least
is, I'm probably
improvise
just gonna
with
use
them.
firepower, let's be honest.
So a native. Know any hickmerks?
Just one. Pan Am Palmer.
Pan Am's the one that
She
everyone
can't
keeps
count
saying
on
that
her
you can
clan
bang, so
anymore, but she's a true nomad.
at least we're meeting
She
her.
knows those lands. And she will help you. Won't have a choice.
Won't have a choice?
Alright.
Does not sound enticing.
She's a slave.
Not for her and not for me.
Are you in leagues with Mojo?
Enticing comes at a price you can't possibly
slave trader.
afford.
Can't possibly afford to blow this chance at nabbing Hellman.
Your operation, your call.
Got a bad feeling, V.
Why?
Strange.
Did you eat a bad
Thought
taco?
nomads gave the city and city folk a wide berth.
Varies by clan, by the connections they have, the depth of shit they're in.
I'm just
But
like a
you're right.
metal heart, because like the metal goes right in
Aldecaldos
there.
are rarely willing to do biz with the city.
Pan Am's got a different take.
And I wonder if those bits on her
Yep,
cheeks are like
on
magnets.
everything, it seems.
So if she has like keys, she like, just put my keys on my face for now so I don't lose them.
Why's Pan Am got
Quite
it?
helpful to have some magnet parts.
Sense
If you could
of
turn the
catch.
magnets on and off,
Pretty big.
otherwise you might just get like
Occasionally,
shit
Pan Am moves
flying
merch
towards
for
you.
me. Last job? Well, wasn't a good day for her.
Was
She run
it, was
into
it
a hitch?
Tuesday? Tuesday sucked
Complete
so long
bust,
to the end of the week.
actually. Lost the goods and her ride.
Oh,
Pan Am will
we
do
got a shitload of new
anything to get
emotes.
the
I went on
load back.
BTTV and just add. I saw that we could actually have 15 shared emotes now. I had no idea. So I added a fuckload more
Guess
in.
I can try to help her.
I feel like they're all
We don't know
appropriate.
where to look, I mean,
We do. I do.
I tried to get in some for like reactions, and mainly shit that I just liked, but the Keanu one, I was looking for a decent Keanu one for Cyberpunk, but I was like, that'll do. That'll do for the
You're
you want mates or
wasting
something.
my time.
But, I mean, all you're doing is
Would
sitting in a
tell
club.
Pan
What the
Am.
fuck are you actually doing?
Aim to play
Surviving?
cat and mouse with me too?
My aim is to know an opportunity when I see one, and then to seize it.
Oh, you need to go to Carpe
Say
Diem
I
store.
told her everything. What do you think she'd have done? Grabbed her iron and gone on the warpath, that's what. Not hard to see how that could have ended.
Fingernails are fairly
And there's
clean. I
nothing
don't think she
hate
gardens.
more than losing good people to plain stupidity.
I'm her only chance, and she's my only chance. Two pawns on Rogue's board.
You're quick. For a pawn.
Get him.
No, V.
What?
Fine.
What?
You know what you know.
Rocky Ridge, ghost town just outside Night City. Pan Am knows where. You'll go there, get the merch back, wheels too. Naturally, you'll call her first.
Naturally.
Sending you her deeds.
Ah, finally. Let's get out of here.
What's wrong? I thought you liked clubs and
All
shit.
clear. Thanks.
All clear.
Good luck.
Over and out. Roger, roger. Oh, I learned over and out is a dumb term apparently. So, when you're talking on a microphone, like not microphone, on a radio talk, you're meant to say over when you finish like your part of the conversation. So like, I'm in room 3, over. And then they would reply. And then when you're finished with the conversation, you actually just say out. So you just say like, okay, I'm gonna head back to the van now. Out. Or I'm out. And then like, then people will know you're out. Over and out basically means, I think it basically just means like, I'm finishing my conversation. I'm finishing the conversation. It all in one. Or something like that. I just remember, oh, this isn't good.
I can't.
I forgot we had health issues. Yeah, so over and out apparently is apparently it's like a Hollywoodization type thing, you know? So like it's purely Hollywood that's been doing that shit. So we should either say over to signify our part in the conversation's over, or out to signify your part of the conversation's done kind of thing. What's his message saying? What are you saying, Padre? Alright. Alright. I feel you. Didn't really read it, but cool. Let's call Pan Am. Hello.
Hey, Pan Am. Got your number from Rogue. Name's V.
Great. Where's that old warhorse want to kick me now?
Into the dirt.
This thing between you and Rogue, couldn't care less. Got a job for you.
Good. But I'm overextended at the moment.
With the merch
I'll
and your
extend
car,
you.
getting them back,
Sexually.
I can help with that.
And later in the
The rail
story.
freight yard on Benita Street. The one hugging the city line.
I like
We'll meet
hugs.
there.
See ya.
See ya. Actually, do I want to fast travel? How far away is this? 2.7 kilometers. Let's fast travel. Sliding in. Wait. Oh shit. You love watching them YouTube vids where professionals review certain films and they say whether they're accurate. Yeah, me too, man. Like, my brother turned me onto a couple of YouTube channels. Like, you probably know them, but like, there's one where a lawyer goes through like lots of different stuff. So he goes through different shit. Like, he's gone through Sun in Philadelphia and like just courtroom cases in film and TV, and says like how accurate what they're doing is. There's a couple of, like, he's put me onto a couple of doctors as well. So there's a couple of doctors who will do that shit. They'll be like, right, this medical scene in House, bullshit, or like this one, really fucking accurate. But it's cool. Yeah, it's really cool when seeing shit like that. Or like people from the military about gun stuff. Do you watch? Do you know of the channel on YouTube Corridor? They do like the CGI breakdowns and stuff. I really enjoy those as well. And from those, I've very much learned that muzzle flash is very different in real life to everything you ever see on screen. Alright, let's meet to Panam. Let's get this ship. Let's get the ship a rolling. The OTP. See some of those? Yeah, nice. Hey, girl.
Hey, Pan Am?
Panam. Is this not your car? Yeah, what's wrong with this one?
Why does it matter? What's wrong with this one?
It's borrowed. It's not mine.
Oh.
I asked where my car is.
I don't know.
We can help each other. Rogue said so.
I might have guessed. All right. Tell me all you know.
Okay.
Fail. And you can run back and tell Rogue to fuck right off.
Yeah, sure. Relax.
Hey, come on.
Don't
calm
do it.
down.
When do you want to go
Don't tell
to
me
it?
what to do.
Fine. Know where to find the cargo and your car. You go alone, you won't get them back.
Because I have the
You
keys?
could lose something else besides.
Yeah.
So let's figure something out.
What do you want?
Booty.
Need to hit a Kang Tao transport. Won't be easy. Want to know I can count on you.
Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Mm-hmm.
About you or the job. Kang Tao's AV route will take it over Jackson Plains.
She's trying to turn this into like the Ghostbusters
Yeah,
car.
I doubt it.
The Ecto
Gonna
one.
be a guy on board. Need to talk to him.
Is she a soccer mum? What's happening? Well, this is a shit
In
car.
return, info on your cargo.
That's
Help
Tesla.
in getting back what's yours. We got a deal?
I don't know. Shit!
You're terrible at stealing cars, you know.
All right, deal. But if you want your thing done,
Huh?
we'll need to get my Thornton
Could
done
have sold that for
first.
scraps. I sell everything.
So where is it?
I don't know. Yeah, why is it important?
Thought this was mostly
Do you have like
about
your
the
briefcase in there?
Fuck the merch. With that ride, I can
But
take
without the
any
merch,
transport job in town.
how are you going to sell t-shirts
Without
to your
it,
loyal
only thing I
fan
can make
base?
is Pizza. Maybe.
What's the streaming services now in 2077?
Cars in Rocky Ridge. You're supposed to know where that is. Cars there.
Best choice
goods are
in
there.
US of America.
Nash, you dirt-eating bastard. I will
Ugh,
strangle
who
you.
eats dirt?
Nash a chum of yours? He hang you out to dry?
Do not call him that.
Fine. Partner.
Former. If ever. The shift tricked me. Straight
She part of the Assassin's
truck
Creed.
into merch.
That's cool.
Probably now aims to sell it off in Rocky Ridge.
Okay.
Is he ever going to be fucking disappointed?
Okay, let's go.
Rocky Ridge. Let's go.
Hang on. I should think this through.
Nah, don't worry about it. Just go with it.
Fuck.
Be like water.
Yes. We'll need
See?
backup.
Sweet. Alright.
We have one brief stop to make on the way.
Alright, cool.
Want to tell me where?
Give me a sec. I should call the client. Convince them to leave the bastard hanging.
Going ahead with the deal behind Rogue's back. Brave, I guess. Or fucking dumber than a drum.
Yeah, I'm just
Boss,
kind of following willy-nilly at the moment.
Nash is gonna pass
More
you the merch
chaotic,
in
the
Rocky
better.
Ridge. The thing is, the
Could you
motherfucker's
not walk into me?
real.
She's pushing me away. Come on now.
Boss, I will take care of it. I just need you to give me a chance. Boss.
I should be over here. You both.
How many times have I moved things for you? How many times have I failed?
7.
You have my word. After dark? Okay. No, don't call off the meet. Just don't show up. I'll take care of everything. Do you even have to ask? Of course I will. Thanks, boss. You won't regret this.
He already
Okay.
is.
I have bought us some time.
Yeah, cool.
Boz? Vista Del Rey, Boz. I had no idea you drive for 6th Street.
Is that not allowed?
No, nothing wrong with it. They still wild about stars, stripes, and core Heartland values?
Strong word, wild. And I don't care. They pay well. It's simple.
Gave that meathead your word and he took it?
Is that surprising? It's called having a reputation.
Well, I never heard of you.
You should try getting one of your own.
I do. Everyone knows me. I'm V.
So, where to now?
Have my
The
computer
old
game.
Caldo camp. I need to see some of the old clan.
Don't seem too excited.
That's not your concern. I still have friends there.
Any chance they might help us? In Rocky Ridge?
That is the plan.
Yeah, we wouldn't be going if otherwise. That was a silly question.
Rogue mentioned your friends. Said you guys stopped seeing eye to eye.
Yeah, they said they don't like you.
Since Rogue said so, it must be true.
Mm-hmm.
It
Okay.
isn't?
You mean to irritate me.
Yep.
Okay then.
It was just a hiccup. They're still family.
So it's complicated.
You might say so.
Avril Lavigne.
Yes.
I get you. I get you.
Good, let's roll.
Get in.
You driving? Hey, sweet. I like how this game, every now and then, other people just drive you places. It's real nice. Hey, Ernie baby. How you doing, dude?
Bitch better have my money.
Fucking better, you know what I'm saying?
Where'd you get the ride?
How you doing
Straight
today,
out of
Ernie,
some
dude?
Driveway in Rancho?
Yes, exactly. Is that a problem?
The Cyberpunk.
For me, no, not at all. I mean, there's no accounting for taste.
Screw you.
Later. I've already been told that.
How far is the camp?
Just past the city line. We'll jump on the 9 and head east.
9-9. I get you.
How the hell'd you land in this mess?
I liked the color. The air freshener and booster seat came extra.
You know I don't mean the car.
Booster seat. As in,
What
booster,
am I
it
supposed to tell
sits you a bit higher, or booster
That
is
I'm
it?
not about to let my
Boosh.
partner rob me and get away with it? That my fixer made me look like a goddamn fool?
Alright, well, you
What
know.
about you?
Try to be a little
Why
less
do you need
angry
that
whilst you
clown
drive.
from the AV?
This particular
Trying
crime's
quite
got
close to the
intel on
curb,
me,
you know.
and I'm running out of time to get it.
Can't complain. Cool. That's nice.
So why didn't she
I
tell
don't. You have to
she
keep me
knew
posted
about
on the
Nash?
scores tonight. I'm really hoping
Okay.
Fernandez does a lot of
Better not
damage
to wonder
tonight.
What her agenda might be.
God damn, I can't stand the bitch.
Watch him now not play.
Rogue's queen of the afterlife. Plays her pawns as she pleases.
Did you just call me a pawn?
Yep.
I got a good look at her. She rose to the top because she reads
Hey,
people.
you're me.
So what if she keeps
Ye-
things to herself?
Hey, you're me.
Skill in her profession.
Well, I think she's a lying, manipulative bitch.
Eyes on the
She
road.
put me together with that Raffin. Did you know?
Eyes on
that?
the road. You don't need to turn to talk to people in cars. They can hear you. We don't even have the radio on.
Raffin?
Yes. He runs with the Wraiths, the largest Raffin group
Stop
in the
looking at me.
area.
Look at the road. I'm now just looking at you to make sure we don't crash.
Mm-hmm. Nomads tossed out of clans.
2 hands on the wheel as well, please.
Yes,
10 and 2.
Mostly. Nomads don't banish their own.
If he stays off, I get 7 points from your bench. Oh, really? I really hope he doesn't stay off 10. He's my captain. Like, other people did alright this week, but no one was spectacular. Like, as it stands, I'm not disappointed that I didn't captain, like, Sala or Sun, because obviously they both did alright, but not anything massive.
Wait, Nash
Whereas
is
Fernandez
Raffin?
could do damage tonight.
Yes. He runs with the Wraiths, the largest Raffin group in the area. You know about them, right?
Mm-hmm. Nomads tossed out of clans.
Yes.
Also, Onion, did you see Hallow's bicycle
Nomads don't
kick?
banish their own without a
Fucking
reason.
awesome. He didn't do
Some
fuck all
murderers,
else, really, but
rapists, freaks.
it was an insanely nice bicycle
Sometimes
kick.
form actual gangs.
We seem to be a
Most
club
of them
that
are
score
wanted in
absolute
rewards.
screamers against Palace every now and then.
Shit.
And that bitch had me working with scum like that.
Must have had her
You can see it.
reasons.
Nice.
You didn't say. Rogue won't open her
I
mouth
mean,
without
like,
waiting.
I'm still very much on the camp, like in the camp of I don't really. Hallowwood's not worth 45 mil. He has not done enough. He's been a pretty lackluster striker. fair enough, we might not be playing him in the system he was used to, but he's not tried getting used to it. He doesn't move enough, really. He's been trying to put a bit more effort in recently. The bicycle kick was glorious, but there was like other chances that he should have done a lot more on. Like some of the crosses that came in and he just sat there. But still. Nice goal. There's a fast travel right there and we drove. You're a dumbass, Panam. Who are these? These your boys? Should I get out? I'll get out.
Well, would you look what the cat dragged in?
Is that
But he doesn't even try a lot of the time. He doesn't run around.
Fuck you.
Like, I know we've probably just been spoiled as West Ham fans with Antonio because he just works so fucking hard.
My
But
babysitter.
Haller just does not do
friends.
enough.
Hey, guys. Hello?
Hello.
What brings you to these parts, city girl?
The big city got too small for her.
Get him.
Do you have any idea how angry the old man's gonna be when he sees you here?
I've just come by for a spell. Saul needn't know a thing.
We're doing spells now.
Need your help.
With what?
Murder.
What's
we need
this
to kill
about?
people.
Raffin screwed Pan Am. Plan is to show him that was a bad idea. How bad did they get you?
Bad enough to make me sit quietly through all your bullshit.
Get him.
You know, we would do anything for you, sister.
Yeah, I think he would work better as a 2. At the moment, like, him and Antonio don't play well together so far, mainly because Antonio works well as a striker on his own, I think, because he's able to then run around that whole front forward himself and just go mental with it. Whereas when he's working with Haller, it kind of constricts him a bit more, which doesn't really work with him.
Really could use your help.
But yeah. Bring back Andy to play next to him.
Not this
I mean, see, I think Andy probably was the top player. I think as well, Haller and Chicharito, they could have worked well. If we had kept Chicharito and then got Hernandez as well. Sorry, if we got Hernandez as Chicharito. If we'd kept him as well as got of Haller, that could have been really interesting, I reckon. But
you know that.
Alas, no.
Listen,
But I'm hoping we buy somebody in the next window, even if it is just that Josh King, just as a backup. Because like Haller wasn't playing well. Before that goal, I'd have probably subbed him off if we had another striker.
Rifle of yours. And some of my own stuff.
Probably would have started another striker, to be fair.
And take care of
No news on when Antonio's going to be back as well. I have no idea how bad it is.
Thanks, guys.
Bring back. Jetty's been doing great for Celtic, as far as I've heard. He scored. I think he scored more for them already than he ever did for West Ham.
Looks like you're stuck with me.
But that is the Scottish Premier League, I guess, so it's a bit different.
You disappointed?
I don't know. Maybe a little.
Hey, don't mind me. I'm just going to collect all of the stuff that's on the table and not nailed
Fire
down.
Mike.
Do you have any eddies, you know?
Salam alaikum.
No, I'll be going again soon.
Catch you
We'll
on
talk next time.
Catch you on the what? I didn't hear that. Sorry, buddy. Do you want me to keep walking? I feel like I haven't explored enough. Oh, what's over here? I'll be with you in a moment. I have to steal your people's secrets. Send them to Hollywood. You little shit fuck.
You got a big dumb face.
You got... Fuck you. Piece of shit. Can I not... I can't pull my weapon out. Also, you can't murder children in this game. They just shouldn't put them in. I'm stealing your shit. Move out of my way. Hi, how you doing? Aeroplanes. Oh, airplanes, not aeroplanes. Aeroplanes would be sick, though. Could you imagine? They wouldn't be good for flying, but a whole plane, like, of chocolate? Would be sick. You'd be sick, as well, if you tried eating too much of it. You can't... So you can't shoot them, but you can make them say, ow. Fuck you. I know this hurts you, so fuck you. Stupid shit. Wait, you have a gun? Maybe I'll stop hitting you. A lot of kids just hugging guns in this game.
It's a beautiful day.
Hey,
huh?
are you using that money? Thank you. Celtic fans are trying to attack their own team's bus these days. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw that a while ago, actually, man. It's nuts. Sometimes I get pissed when I use their computers, so I'm going to save it quick. But yeah, I heard about that. I saw some footage as well. It is just crazy. Are Celtic doing that bad? I don't keep up with the Scottish leagues, like, at all in any way, really. I'm guessing they're doing shit. I'm guessing they're just doing real awful at the moment. Oh shit, look at all this stuff I can take. I'm going to have to come into your kitchen and steal your stuff. If that's not allowed, tell me now, loudly.
I don't. No, fucking city.
Hi, are you? Did you order the burger and the hips?
Wind up here.
We don't have any hips left. Hi, I'm here for my shift.
You have a reason to live.
Um,
We do.
That's quite a personal question. My reason to live is just to steal shit. And I'm living large. Oh, what's in here? Hey, how you doing?
Doesn't seem like you get a lot of customers, huh?
True, but I get by for my regulars.
Well, how's that?
Little help
They
from your friends, I
buy
guess.
new iron every week?
They were bad in Europe.
bring
Domestically,
them in for
all
a
of they've
bit.
done is drawn a couple of games. The issues at Rangers are winning their games.
Every
Right,
little
okay.
crack.
What's my favourite arrow?
Take 'em
I pretty
apart.
much always go
Air
for the
blast
arrow
every
mint.
once in a while.
Like, if I have a
If you
choice,
don't,
I'm going to be grabbing
well,
arrow mint. I
might
don't eat enough
eventually find
arrows
yourself wishing you did.
that, like, I'd want a variety either. So it's pretty much always just arrow mint.
Want to see what you got in stock.
It's wasted opportunity if
But
you
how's
don't get
your
arrow
heart's
mint.
content?
I mean, if someone gives me an arrow and it's just a standard arrow, I'm not going to be upset. You know, I'll be very happy still. But arrow mint is it's in the name. It's mint. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I could buy some stuff from him, but then I'd have to give him money. It's a weird world, this Cyberpunk. I believe they call it a transaction. Scary shit. I'll probably buy all of his weapon mods though, because I haven't had like enough weapon mods for most of this game. So now anytime I go to a shop, I'm just basically buying all their weapon mods. So then I can always do. Oh hello. I can buy 50 of those. How much money do I have? I don't have much money. Let's waste 5 grand. Oh no, and then there's more. Alright, let's waste another 5 grand. We have to be consistent. Oh, I do need shitloads more of these as well, actually. I remember because I wanted to upgrade like a gun or something. Let's waste another 5 grand on these. It's for the children, you know. Christmas is around the corner. Sweet. And now these blueprints. I'll buy blueprints. I don't know if I have these already, but I'll buy them. You don't have enough money! Ah, shit! Well, I could probably sell some stuff. Those guns, nah. No. You can have this alcohol. I don't understand why... I mean, I don't know why alcohol's not put into junk. All it does is get you drunk on this game. It just lowers some stats. So, I just don't really know why. And they have weight. Like all of these other ones, they don't have weight, so you can carry as many of these as you want. But these ones have weight, so it's kind of like, well, why? $30 off junk now. Oh, yeah. Maybe Jay has found this level in the SPL. I think so. I think that's more it. Like, I think it's just more his speed and shit. Like, rather than just coming like straight into the Premier League like he did. And he didn't really. I mean, he didn't get as much time at West Ham either. I mean, he just didn't really impress whenever you did see him.
Will you help me with this?
I'll help you in a minute. I'm speaking to your peoples.
You recommend any chrome in particular?
Oh shit! Look at that head.
You know,
That's
Cyber
cool.
plantations like buying shoes.
I want the Robbie from
Everyone needs
Dinosaurs
something
head plate, please.
A net runner won't have the same needs as a solo. But if you spend a lot of
Oh,
time
what
in the
about orange?
Badlands, it's
See,
worth
I don't
investing in
mind
cool
orange,
gear.
but I'm not a massive fan of like
Active
chocolate
camera,
orange
whatever.
stuff. Like Terry's chocolate orange, sure,
Compared to the city,
lovely
surrounding
stuff.
area might look
But like
deserted.
sometimes if it's too heavy in the
smoke
orange, I'm
doesn't
not a
mean
big
you'll
fan
be
of it.
safer.
Like
Here's what I
the
recommend.
Domino's,
Move quietly.
Domino's
Don't
did a
draw too
chocolate
much
orange
attention, else
thing,
things
and it
can
was
get
nice.
real ugly
But I only
real
over ordered it
quick.
once, and I don't think I'd order it again. You know, it was a bit too orangey. Yeah. Now let me quickly catch up because I missed some important arrow talk here. You think orange would be your third choice arrow behind mint and plain? I think I'd choose. I think I'd be with you on that. Is there any other flavors? I'm aware because in my head all I could think of was orange, mint, and plain. Mine would be mint, plain, orange, and that exactly the same as iron. In System 2, you could smoke, and the only effect would be losing HP. Nice. That's quite cool, I guess. Maybe that's why they have it, but I think they had it in some other games. Oh no, smoking in Fallout New Vegas, I think, was a good thing, where it lost you some, but it got you like more VATS points or something like that. You like chocolate orange stuff, but not arrows so much. Fair. Do you feel like you're missing out on some chocolate where there's all that space inside? And what would you prefer? Arrow or Whisper? This caramel? Caramel arrow, as in it's got caramel in it? Or as in, it's just like caramel flavoured, so you know, it's still like the solid bar, but it's just
I
like
like it.
almost just caramel looking, you know what I'm saying. And you'd go arrow over Whisper. Okay. I think I'd go mint arrow over Whisper. But plane, I might go for the Whisper. I think if I plane Aero over Whisper, I think I'd go Whisper. But mint Aero over normal Whisper, not even a contest. Yeah. And it's a top layer of caramel. See, that could be good, but it could also be weird, because obviously Aeros are quite like a light chocolate, if you know what I mean. And then that adds just a completely different consistency to it, you know. So, I can't actually afford anything here, but I'm just going to see what he has. It's a shame I can't sell like this. I don't think I can sell it anyway. Maybe I can take it apart. But I've got Koroshi. Oh yeah, actually, I know some of these companies. So, let's see. I've got... That doesn't say who it's by. Is it just the only one that says? So I've got Koroshi Optics, Sin Lungs, Generator. Okay, that's like the only one that actually said what company. That's Biotech. That might just be what this shit actually is. Okay, so I've got a lot of shit here. Did I have anything for the shoulders? Nope, just more shoulders. Fireproof coating, what have we got so far? Increases armor by 140. But grants immunity to burns. I think one of my clothing items grants me immunity to poison at the moment. But also I don't think I'm being burnt or poisoned that much at the moment. People are pretty chill. Okay, I can't afford anything, let's back up. Probably like a Whisper Gold, yeah. Oh, Garanga Boost over anything, Einan. That shit was insanely good. I used to eat so many Garanga Boosts, like, insane amounts. And then they just stopped. One day they just stopped making them. They left normal boosts, which are still nice. But Guarana Boosts, god damn, they were great. But yeah, Golden Whisper, yeah, that's how I kind of imagined it. You'd put plain Whisper over plain Arrow? Yeah, cool, yeah. Yeah, I think that's the smart move, really. It's just, you get more chocolate for your buck there as well, you know. But yeah, Boost Garanga. What was it? Garanga Boost. I never knew how to say it back then either, but I just still enjoyed them thoroughly.
Life's good, eh?
But yeah, I was like straight up addicted to those, man. Garana Boosts. I don't really know what Garanga is. I think I just assumed it was like some sort of energy thing. I don't think I ever got energy from it. It just tasted real good. Maybe I was just in a constant state of hyperness as a child, so I didn't really notice. Yeah, it's not as aerated. Yeah, you get more bang for your buck chocolate-wise.
What's inside?
What's in the box?
Take it. All right.
Oh, I thought I was just going to open it. Alright, sweet. I missed a conversation you had with other people. I'm sorry about that. I was meeting people.
Will you come back?
Nah, fuck you guys. Piece of shit. Please help us.
Yes? What's up?
Wagwan. Garanga is from GTA Guarana. The way you said it right. Oh, okay. So I did say Guarana right. Okay. You think it's a nut that has caffeine in it? See, I don't like nuts. And I don't really care for, like, I don't like drink energy drinks at all. Like, tea's the most. Well, tea and, like, normal cola is, like, the most caffeinated thing I drink.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, those were just delightfully tasty.
Keep
you know?
an eye on her, V.
Put it in the
Oh, you
trunk.
said my name. Get up my way then. Dummy. Militech. Hey, you got a basketball? Shoot some hoops. You got trash in there. Hold up. I had the flies too. Woman, get that trash out. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I still haven't got used to getting in the car on the correct side, man. I keep going to get into it like this side to drive. I went to go on that side to get this passenger. She was already there. You got a real problem with authority.
You got a real problem with authority.
What?
You didn't say it like I did.
Rogue Saul, he your leader?
Maybe it's a bean. You're not sure. Yeah, I was never entirely sure.
The hell out of there.
I always remember it sounding like the word for bat poop.
What happened?
Like guava. And always was like, I'm pretty sure it's not bat poop in the chocolate. It wasn't. No.
Claimed we would turn over a new leaf.
I don't know why they stopped though. Maybe they just made Boost destroyed. Like they wiped out Guarana from the face of the earth. They put too much in the chocolate bars and now there's none left.
Better. Saul's a damned coward.
Hear the same things happening to Pigeon
I'm certain.
in Snickers bars. It's hard to get nuts, so they have to use Pigeon now.
The best friends a girl could ask for. I'd stay in the camp too if I were in their shoes.
The beaks obviously have a similar texture.
Yet the clan
Guanga is from Hare Krishnas. Oh, okay. It would say the word and give you a bonus if you ran over all the Hare Krishnas on the original GTA. Oh, those guys, where they were like,
Do you have any
I never knew what they were saying. I always thought they were going like, Homo, Buffalo, Homo, Sapiens. Like, no idea.
Not right now, no. Could just be a matter of time.
But, I never knew what they were saying. I always ran them over, though, because she got that little fun bonus.
Were those two in the army?
Scorpion Mitch? Yeah. Panzer boys. They're on contract during the last war.
Panzer boys. Flew those huge transporters.
Scorpion piloted. Mitch ran security. They both got some kick-ass combat implants and a stack of really fucked up nightmares.
Yeah, the orange robes, dude. Yeah, they were cool.
So Rocky Ridge.
They obviously didn't keep
Empty,
those like at
dusty hole
all.
in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
I guess maybe having it
Maybe
like
it
it's
was
a bit
either
too
moved
much
to
because
Night
you're then
City or
taking
just
piss
got
out of
the hell
like
out.
religions. Although they do that anyway, I guess. But
Like,
yeah, I guess maybe it's a bit too much running over a line of like Hare Krishnas nowadays. But
It was supposed to breathe new life into
they should at
the
least have like some more references to them
Didn't
still in the
happen,
newer
of course.
games.
How many ghost towns? You
Even if
think
they
are
were
there?
like,
Hundreds?
you couldn't bash
Countrywide?
into these guys or
Thousands.
something.
I drove down I-80 the other day.
Like they had no collisions, or they were
All you have
like
to
you
do
would
is
crash
pull
into them
over
and it
at
would be like
sundown.
crashing into a brick wall.
It's quiet
They
there,
had the power of Hare Krishna.
and you hear it.
What's that?
I should listen to you more, shouldn't I? Right?
The wind whistling
Tell me,
through
Yaba.
boarded-up windows.
Tell me about that company that made your
Tumbleweeds scratching
jacket.
across
Yaba.
dry, sandy tracks.
Yeba. It's
That's
Yeba,
sometimes
isn't it? It's
done.
Yeba. Sorry.
Not with a bang, but with whispers and whimpers.
Maybe it wasn't cool after all the assault cars they have these days. Yeah, and there's too many real life people just getting ploughed down in popular city areas nowadays, so I guess they have to be kind of careful with it. You're doing 31 miles per hour? Open up, girl. We're outside the city. Keep them pretty steady at 31, though. Have you just set like the cruise control for the speed? So you're just guiding it at this point? Your foot's still on the gas,
Okay.
though.
We have arrived.
But I had more questions about why you were driving at exactly 31 miles per hour.
What do we do?
We came to a dead stop from 31.
We're
Jesus
ready for
Christ.
Raffins, and we've little time for that. We'll
I know
need
30's not
improvised.
too fast, but...
Scout first, to look
That's
for
enough.
anything that might be useful.
Oh, yeah, we should rob shit. Yeah. You're a smart lady. Huh.
Doubt Rocky Ridge could be any deader. Everything's down. Nothing works here.
Well, have you found anything?
Yeah.
No dice. Nothing's up. All cut off.
Well, we'll make it work. The Raffins will roll in after dusk.
Is that Cyclops
We'll
or
have a
X-Men?
surprise
That's cool.
ready for them. We just need to get some power flowing. Let's check the substation.
Okay.
Oh, Tay. Do I have time to look? I'm gonna have a look round to make sure there's no, I don't know, like Smurfs. There's no blue fuckers get everywhere nowadays. Stealing, 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 oh stealing, stealing in the name of Cyberpunk. Ah. I mean, there is definitely power. Otherwise, how the game system's still working? Silly. I can hear it. See? Doop doopy doop doopy doop. And if you're leaving, why wouldn't you take your stock? How has this not been looted? It's not like it's a Fallout world. Oh. No, can I tap? No, okay, cool. Occasionally you're just not allowed stuff in Cyberpunk. I'm going to check the petrol station for petrol. Station! Take that, one of that, one of those. Might as well take that one here. No petrol though. I'm not going to check the houses. Because, yeah, they're probably all closed. Oh, hi. How you doing? Okay. Move in a moment. I saw a blue thing. Is that on the other side of the wall? No, sweet. Nice. Positivity is the key to energy. Must have been a smart man that said that. Me. Just in case you didn't know. Scan the power source. What's out there? Whoa. Can't wait till we get double jump in real life.
Found the breakers, but there's no juice on them.
Not to worry. Come down. I know how to surprise the bastards.
Whee.
Right. So,
There.
the intersection is powered from that transformer substation, right?
Mm-hmm.
The switchgear on the roof. We'll flip the switch there and everything will light up like Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Understood?
It's December.
Fine idea. Let's get us some power. I'll look around for access points.
Great. They're likely to show up in numbers. We can't know how many.
Free.
We need to outfox them. Then get to my car somehow.
Relax. Got a few ideas.
It's right now.
I'll try to play a little game with them at the intersection.
Hell yes. Perfect.
As soon as they see the lights,
Can
they'll
play
have to check
chess.
who, why, and how.
No, they might be good at chess. Checkers.
First, we start up the control terminal below. The gear on the roof is a hunk of junk without it. Come on, we'll give it a boost from the car battery. That should do the trick.
Aight.
Wait for me by the substation. I'll bring the car around.
Sure. Okay. I am in place. Kind of. Yeah, now I'm in place. I'm hidden on the radar. Just getting a little chilly. I might need to grab a jumper. Don't have one to hand. Hey, how you doing? So a lot of these cars only have like one headlight and one like tail light. I don't know why that'd be an option that
The
they thought was
panel looks to
good.
be in good shape.
If you were gonna do that,
We'll
at least
make a
put it in the
bypass
middle.
circuit to the power supply. That should do it. We'll just have to get it up and running. Grab
Okay.
the jumper cables from the trunk.
Okay, sure.
We'll boost it from the car battery.
Okay. I'll take all of that. Can I have the rocket launcher? It looks like a rocket. I think it's a, no, it might just be a rifle. Okay.
Red cable connected.
Get
Give me a
him.
moment. I need to hook everything up here.
How long's a moment?
And done.
But a moment can
Now
last
the
forever.
Black Rattler.
Alright, let me do that one then. I got it. Boom, baby. And that's how we do.
There she goes. But the old jalopy served us well. Okay, I've got voltage. Start the terminal inside. And once the power is on in the building, get on that roof.
You got it.
I'll set up on the tower. We'll have the whole intersection on a platter.
Ooh, cool. I'm a
You
bit
flip
hungry.
the breakers when I give you the signal to do so, understood?
No,
Yes, ma'am.
don't know where I am. Over here. I get it now. I get it.
Switchgear's got power.
Prime. We'll have
Didn't
some
tell me
fun
to do
at the
that, but fuck it.
intersection. Let's get into position.
Okay. What weapons do I have on me? I have my mantis blades, I have my gun, my other gun, and my third gun. Cool.
Now we wait.
Remember, as soon as we see them, you give us power.
Which way will they
Raffles
come
will
from?
come from where?
I'm assuming this way because I
Any
can't
idea?
turn left.
The northeast, I wager. From the freeway that was
Oh,
never
cool,
finished.
because there's a compass on screen right now.
Got it. Cover me, just in case.
Of course.
Okay.
They're rolling in. In my thorn. You see her?
Really, really hard to miss.
Let's take them by surprise. Let's try to do this quietly.
Okay.
If anything happens, I'll start picking them off.
Let's go loud.
Sound good?
Sounds
Let's
great.
go loud! So she wants me to stealth all these people? Why can't we just shoot them?
You, wait for him here.
Get good and ready. The show starts now.
Let there be light.
Oh, that was so dramatic.
Grab the car shot. The driver has it. Look for the girl with the mohawk.
Colorful bunch.
Look around. Nooks and crannies.
Okay.
Be inside. Holler when you see them.
Just do this quick. haven't tried this one yet.
Could cut off everything from here, but I can't get in.
You are never getting out of here.
Do a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Oh, why not? We'll do a bit of that. Give over, we'll get her fucked up. Right, she's dead now, so we can just go get that key. But there are peoples around her. And I've also wasted all my RAM, shit. Oh, how are you seeing me? How are you seeing me? I'm starting to feel like we should just go loud, you know? Haven't really tried this assault rifle that much either. Okay, cool, it's recharged a bit. Contagion one's pretty cool. Okay, let's let those ones play out quick. You didn't get distracted by that, motherfucker. Oh, they're dead though, so that's good. What about you? Let's do some more to you. Let's do that one and that one. Double team it. Yep, and you're dead. This is the first one I think because I've had pretty shit hacks for the most part. So this is like the first time I've actually like I think almost taken out an entire group of people with just the with the hacks. It's been quite fun. Most of the hacks I've had have been shit. If that fire set fire to that tank as well, that'd be delightful, but alas. Is that a nerd? That's a nerd! Oh, that might have got them. I think all nerds down. Oh, this nerds. Oh my god. You've been dying for a while, haven't you? I did this to you, didn't I? I'm powerful. Okay. I think I can. Oh, there's a nerd! I thought you were burnt out. I thought I'd got rid of the nerd kind. Right now I have. Fucking nerd. That was a pretty successful ambush. And it's good to know that, like, by murdering them it didn't count as, like, straight up in their face kill. I guess this noise also did a lot.
Good work. What now? A few shifts still breathe.
Better off not leaving anyone to tell the story.
It's as if you read my mind.
We have to take out the brutes by the car. One for you, one for me.
Wait for me in the car.
Oh, cool. Get him. Easy. Ah, can I be a passenger? Ah! Okay. Is there no horn on this? I can't beep. I've got a drum pad though, apparently. That's cool.
Move. I'll take the wheel.
Hey, cool. That's what I was hoping for.
There. Couldn't wait another minute, could you?
I did want to see the scenery. That's nice. Liver Punch Booze over there in the background. Nice.
At last.
At last. Oh shit, you put in your ejector seat? She wasn't lying. Oh wait, it's a separate car, isn't it? shit, you are a chess player. Good thing I said checkers.
She's
Wait.
prime wheels, isn't she?
Same board. Like a
Dream
dream.
indeed. I'm
I
surprised
can
you
see
wanted her
your
back.
speed. I can
She
see
completes
your
me.
partitions.
Managed just fine without Mitch and
I
Scorpion.
can see your turrets, hey? Oh shit, let's
Listen,
go get in
V,
some
it's not over
ruckus.
It's not. You got the cargo. You got your car.
I did not get Nash.
And she
who
wants
was
her
not in
merch.
Rocky Ridge. The fucker didn't show.
He didn't?
Panam.
Listen, I have a plan.
And I don't care. The car and the merch, that's what we were after. We got him. 6th Street away
Just
for it.
listen
and
to me, for fuck's sake.
I'm listening, jeez.
I know where their little hidey hole is.
Where?
We'll take the old unfinished freeway nearby. They will not be expecting us. I'm sure of it.
But what if they're expecting us? Nash that wasn't part of the deal. Let's do the 6th Street deal first. You're in a raid weapon base, you out your mind. Okay, so where's this hideout? I think I've had a hideout, or let's do 6th Street first, maybe. But I'm down for. I'm not gonna be angry about it. Like, why not? Why not murder people in this world? You know, it's good fun. And listen to her or.
V?
All right, where's this hideout?
All right. So where's this hideout?
A hop and skip away.
This might ruin the deal.
Thanks, V.
No worries.
Nash did.
Alright, you're doing
I placed
53
my
at the
trust in
moment. Be
him.
careful.
He was the first person I worked with after leaving the Aldecaldos. After I came to Night
She's so
City.
consistent at driving, it's crazy.
And I granted him my trust.
Well, that was dumb.
Vengeance is rarely worth the risk.
Reason against gut need. An interesting take.
What was that?
I'd like to see for myself.
Yeah, I should just listen to the characters more for sure. Yeah. You're still doing 53. Good on you. Is it just like a thing in your boot that doesn't let it go further? Is it like some sort of driving boot? Some future driving boot? Do you have a driving boot? No one quipplashes the master. And don't y'all ever fucking forget it. Still doing 53. Proud of you. Huh.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Let's get him.
Where is he? It's really dark. I can't see shit. Maybe we should have done the deal first. You're taking your car in? I thought you... Probably would have been better to go on foot, right? Just because you just got your car back. You don't want to get shot to shit. Although I suppose it has a turret, it says on here, so that should be fun.
Game on!
Game on! Oh no, we're not using a turret. We're gonna use our human abilities. I don't want that, thank you. Ah. How was that crouching? Did you just say tidy work and then shut your fucking mouth? I'm having mixed feelings. Let's get their stuff, yeah. What's happening? Don't, I need to get your buddy's stuff. Should get behind some cover. Oh, those snippety snoos are bastaroos.
That's how it's done.
I'm gonna get you, snippety snoo. Okay. I'll see the bastard. I do have a sniper, I could equip that, I guess. Where are you?
Hell yeah!
That's where they are, but fuck it. You having fun, Panam? I'm having fun. Oh, fucking hell. Kobe. just take all their stuff. It's not like they're using it anymore. Could you not? Could you not? I'm looting your brethren so their possessions aren't lost in this crazy war. I will give it to their families? I'll sell it to the shops that might be able to give it back to the families. Alright, alright, alright. Just gotta defeat WCW Shane Nash. Got him. You're carrying too much? Prove it. I carry as much as I want, I goddamn carry. Oh shit, a super gun. I don't really like the rifles in this game as much though. Maybe I just haven't, maybe I should try it out again. Maybe I just didn't like it back then. Let me break some shit down quick. Alright, yeah, we got a few guns we probably don't need. I'm going to disassemble a few and keep most because I do need to make some bank. Let's get rid of those. I want to sell more of them than anything though. Hey, Meow, how you doing there, buddy? Nash just chilling doing sweet fuck all, yeah. That's how I roll. I make them look at walls like the Blair Witch and shit.
What did you say again? Solve your own problems? Clean up your shit? Nash is dead. One shit cleaned. Happy?
Hey, we haven't done the deal yet.
Nash can't deliver it anymore. But if you ask nicely, I might be able to help you.
Help me? I took my cut up front, honey. But I guess I'm touched.
Sounds louder over there.
I was actually wondering if you wouldn't forget about Biz while you were out chasing down a vendetta.
Fuck!
So, feel any better?
Maybe a little.
Oh, that's right.
Let's get out of here.
Okay.
One bitter, cold bitch, that rogue. Think she might have lost the plot.
Mean to say she used to be sweet and alluring?
Never that. But she's no stranger to the other end of the stick. Think she might need a nice strong shock.
Okay, let's go. You're currently doing 0 miles per hour. You're now doing more than 0.
Hey, boss. Got your cargo. No fast ones. Come on, let's meet. Sunset Motel. I know you're not kidding. I'm certain to be there.
Oh, look at the road. Look at the road. Look at the road. Jesus Christ. See?
Let's do the deal and start working on Hellman. Agreed?
Agreed, but I do need a piss.
6th Street not likely to pull anything.
I've driven for them before. Never had them do anything strange. I'm hoping they know what's good for business.
It's a bit dark in here.
Sunset Motel, what's that?
A safe spot. It's not far from here.
Yeah, let's go.
Should be fun.
You're doing 65 miles per hour. You speed demon. I'm actually going to pause it here quickly, because I do need a piss. I can't save. Savage. But we will do a quick little giveaway in the meantime. So, !Jam, get in on